this year. I guess how does that look? How does that manifest in your preparations this offseason? And I guess how much of it is a mindset of just being willing to do that for?
Yeah, I think I've done a lot of stuff with Coach Mick this offseason, and getting stronger, getting more powerful, and being able to run through tackles and things like that. That's definitely been a focus of our offseason. So I'm looking forward to improving that this spring.
Julian, obviously the last two games didn't go the way that you would have liked, and didn't really match up with the way the rest of the season went. What's been the biggest mental hurdle for you, the biggest conversation piece with Coach Day, with Coach Smith to move past that and to elevate moving forward?
Yeah, I think there was just looking at the mistakes that we made and looking at how can I improve, what can I have done better to improve and not make those mistakes again. It's a new team, it's a new season, and just get close with these guys and prepare for this season.
Patrick.
Julian, the rushing part of the game, there's the physical part of it, but there's also the mental side, seeing it, recognizing when to go, when not. Like, how comfortable are you with that side of it? Because we haven't really seen a ton of that from him.
Yeah, I think I'm very comfortable with just having that clock in my head of knowing when to this ball needs to get out or nothing's there, you gotta take off. So I think I'm still improving that, but I think I'm very comfortable in that aspect of having that internal clock in my head, knowing when the clock is breaking down.
How's this team melding? This has been a year unlike any, with 51 new players, and you're the quarterback, you're the leader of the club. Just how's that melding, and how's this team coming together?
I think it's been a fun off season, getting to know these guys, and I think we mesh well together. It's been a lot of fun just within the weight room and challenging each other and competing and spending time outside the facility. So I think it'll be a good group, and I'm excited about it.
How about you as the leader? I mean, we saw you out there today. I mean, how does this year feel different from maybe last year?
I think I've been just trying to step up in the leadership role more. We have some returning guys on offense that have all kind of been trying to do that, and stepping up in the weight room, and just throughout the facility, just trying to be more of a leader.
Stay in the front row, Austin.
Julian, what was your initial thoughts when Arthur Smith was brought in to be the coordinator, and what's something that you maybe have already picked up or learned from him?
Yeah, I was really excited about it. Coach Smith, obviously a great coach in the NFL, and someone I can learn a lot from. So it's been great spending time with him and learning from him and taking points from him. And he's calling the offense out there, so it's been great, and love working with him and excited to keep doing it.
Right behind him, Stefan.
I guess with him coming in, and he kind of, I'm assuming he went back and watched a lot of your film from last year. Like, what was it like, kind of having someone with a fresh set of eyes kind of review it, tell you some things? Like, was it different than even you or Coach Fester or Coach Day, like to have someone who wasn't here last year kind of go through that with you?
Yeah, it's always cool to have new perspectives, and football, there's so many different ways that people see it. So it was good. We watched some of my tape last year, and I was just kind of talking him through. We were just talking ball, and it's been a fun offseason with that for sure.
To follow up earlier too, what you were saying about using your legs and kind of the internal clock and all that. Like, I know last year you guys had a couple practices where the quarterbacks were live, but like, how do you best try to practice that in a setting where obviously it's not the same as a game where you're not getting hit? Like, is there a way that you can kind of go through that even in a practice setting?
Yeah, I think you just have to feel the rush and feel when the pocket's breaking down. It definitely comes with experience from being in the fire, being in games. But you just have to feel that pocket and see. Because you have to be looking at the defense and seeing your guys at the downfield. So I think it's just having a good feel for the pocket and your pocket presence.
Right next to Stephen.
It's a lot of new weapons amongst those 51 new players. If you could describe what Devin and Kyle specifically, and maybe even Chris, bring to this offense, how would you kind of break down what type of weapons they could be for Ohio State this year?
Yeah, I think they'll be, all three of those guys would be really good receivers for us. Devin and Kyle, it's been great to have those guys as transfers, and they've meshed really well. And Devin and Kyle both got a lot of speed, and they'll go in and they're make great blocks for us. So I'm excited about them. And then Chris he's been great so far. As a freshman, he's been making great plays. I'm excited about him.
And just, is there anything that you and Ryan, maybe Arthur, talked about, like any extra responsibilities you get now that you've gone through this before and you are a bit of a veteran? Is there any extra responsibilities of things you're being able to do at the line of scrimmage that maybe you weren't privy to having last year?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot. Given the quarterback a lot of responsibility in line of scrimmage within our new kind of what we've been running these past few days. I think there's that, and then it also comes with just having more leadership out there and really just taking command of the offense and hey, this is the route that I want you at, and this is the depth and this is the timing because I'm the one out there throwing it to you, and this is how it's going to go. So I think just having that and coaching up some of these younger guys, we got on the same page of this, so we're clicking because we get the ball in some of those guys' hands. They're very dangerous.
Our next one, Bill.
Julian, much of your first season was sort of defined by efficiency, accuracy, precision, all those kinds of things. Wonder how much do you think about being a playmaker, like operating when things get a little more chaotic than how you envision them and how you drew them up?
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be an important part of the game, and Coach Vessler tells us that elite quarterbacks are great when the situations are bad. So just being able to get us out of bad situations and make plays for our offense, I think is going to be important.
How did you feel like you handled bad situations last year?
I think I could have been better in some areas, and given us a better chance in some areas.
Doug?
Chip Kelly to Brian Hartline to Arthur Smith. Is that anything for a quarterback? Is that any kind of an adjustment period, having different play callers?
I don't think it's been very much of an adjustment. As a quarterback, you're going to have to learn new offenses and learn different verbiage and things like that. And so I think it's been great to kind of see all those perspectives as a quarterback.
And it's obviously so early, but how much different is the verbiage or anything with the offense with what Arthur Smith might be adding to what this Ryan Day offense is already about?
Yeah, not too much different. Just a couple things here and there that we've kind of switched, and so it's been good. And I think a lot of the guys on the offense like it a lot.
Front row, Bill Rabinowitz.
Obviously had a great year last year, Heisman finalist, but I get the sense you're somebody who thinks about what could have been better. Are there certain plays that really, I don't think haunt you, but that you've thought about all off season and think, if I wish I had that one back?
Yeah, I think as a competitor, you definitely have plays that you want those back, and it's for me, I'm not really focused on what good plays I made. I'm focused on the few plays that I wish I would have made that would have gave us a chance to win those games. So you definitely think about that, but I'm chasing to be the best version of myself. So how can I improve in those areas?
In both the Indiana and Miami games, there were obviously big plays that they could have gone differently. Are those the ones? I'm thinking about the one before the missed field goal. Are those things you've thought about a lot?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely think about it. When you're sitting at home and the other teams are playing because you guys got knocked out of the playoffs, you're definitely thinking about those, and it definitely motivates you to be better.
Time for a couple more. Go to Cameron, please.
Julian, go back home this offseason, you get some work in. What are you talking to your trainers, talking to Coach Day about? This is maybe one or two things I feel like I need to be at my best for next year.
Yeah, I think just there's so many things I can improve on, and just keep elevating my game. I went home this offseason and was able to spend a little bit of time and work out, but it's been a very fun offseason because there's been so many things that we did good last year, but we could do so much better. And whether it's just clean your feet in the pocket, whether it's taking off when we need it on third down, and just there's been a lot of things. It's been encouraging to chase those.
You mentioned being with Coach Day and kind of what's been the focus for you in terms of just trying to add muscle so that when you do run, you're in a better spot. And how much have you gained in terms of weight loss?
Yeah, just getting bigger, stronger, and faster. With Coach Mack, he's obviously the backbone of our program, and someone that brings the best out of you every day. So I've been working with him just to get bigger, stronger, and faster. But also he's been pushing me to be a leader.
Adam?
You and Jeremiah kind of have a very similar path here. Now you're juniors together, both expected to be the leaders of both your unit and it's hard.
Gotta have a birthday song going on.
It is someone's
We got 4 birthdays today.
big day around here.
what's it like to kind of grow together, and how have you guys leaned on each other throughout all this, now that you both have to be the leaders of your unit and really the leaders of the team?
Yeah, it's been cool. You know, we came in as kind of the same year as freshmen, and now juniors getting ready for the season. So it's been fun, and we have a good connection. And we've been working to get even better on the field, and just being able to kind of know what each other's thinking out there, so we can be even better.
Okay.
Ryan said he thinks you can level up this year. He compared it to a video game like Mario. Are you a big Mario fan? And what do you think Ryan means by leveling up?
I'm not a big Mario fan. I played Mario Kart a little bit, but I think there's just so many parts of my game that I think I can improve on and get even better at, and just take that next step and really be someone who's bringing our offense to the next level.
We'll go front row, Dave.
What are your thoughts on this offensive line? A lot of experience returning, I'm sure that makes you happy. Just what are your overall thoughts on the offensive line?
Yeah, love the O-line. Have a good relationship with all those guys. Having returners, having veterans like that. Carson, Austin, Luke, Gabe, and Phil out there, and the other guys that we have on the O-line as well. Have a great relationship with those guys. Ian, Josh Padilla. So I think just having that room has been very awesome.
And I got to ask you about your brother being in town with the Columbus Aviators. That's got to be pretty cool for you.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think they're practicing in Arlington, Texas, but they'll play their games out at the Old Crew Stadium. So it's been cool to have them be in the city.
All right, we'll do two more. Joe Nugent.
We've got a month of spring ball here. What do you want it to look like when you guys are walking off the field after the spring game?
Yeah, I think just everyone took that next step. We're not going to be where we want to be by August, but just taking that next step in our own personal game and then as an offense.
And in the back, Tony Gerben.
Julian, what are your conversations like with Matt Patricia, and how often do you guys talk?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with him, and we spend time together, and he's been someone who's been impactful on me just because of the experience that he has and the knowledge of the game, and I'm someone who's want to keep learning and keep growing my knowledge of the game. So I think he's someone that I've been kind of leaning on.
Is that new for you to reach out to the DC and connect like that?
It was when he first got here. He's a very personal guy, so I think he's kind of built that relationship with a lot of players. So it's been great to just have him, someone who's really just interacting with a lot of the guys on the team, not just the defense.
All right, well, do one more, wrap it up with Nicole. Nicole?
Oh, Julian, I gotta ask about the facial hair. Is that something that's permanent, or is it something that's just why not for fun?
Not sure if it's permanent. Probably not. But we were. I didn't shave for a few days, and then the left tackle Austin, he said you should probably keep growing it. And Luke Montgomery agreed, and I said, all right, we'll keep growing it and see where we get. So we've been working it, but probably not permanent.
Dude, how much weight have you gained, by the way? Over
Gained about 5 to 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Just trying to improve.
Do you feel totally different? I mean, a little bit different physically?
Yeah, definitely. Just bigger and stronger for sure.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Julian.
Who else has a birthday today?